Colin Kaepernick. He's carrying on a tradition of athletes taking a stand for what they believe is right, who have gone through the thought of losing their jobs just to stand up to the fight. People like Muhammad Ali, John Carlos, Tommy Smith, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Craig Hodges, and many others stood up, even if it meant taking a few of the commentators' bites. Criticizers, haters, who want to create a negative association because they disagree with the overall presentation of his message. So during the national anthem, he took a knee. That represented the captivity of brown and black people in this so-called land of the free, where our veterans fought so we would have the right to be the home of the brave, or so they say. Oh, say, can you see? They tried to say he was disrespecting the military. But if they really cared about their well-being, we wouldn't have so many homeless veterans and able to get medical treatment for their post-traumatic states. We wouldn't have veterans sleeping on sidewalks and under bridges and able to get jobs or put food on their families' plates. With all their stand and take off their hats to honor those that served in the military during the games, but when they get back from wars, actually fighting for the United States, they kicked them to the curb, pushed them out like trash cans on garbage day. But they didn't like Kaepernick taking a knee to call foul on their play, so they attacked his character and ridiculed and mocked, chastised and criticized, pointed fingers and talked, said he was anti-American, using the television to try to tear him down because he called out what wasn't right. They're all for athletes using their voices until they say something that they don't like. Hypocrites. I see them same exact media people that bring my daddy onto their shows to try to get him to criticize current athletes, saying, where are the modern day Muhammad Ali's and Jim Browns today? But as soon as a Colin Kaepernick talks about racism and police brutality, they want to tell him to shut up and play. Hypocrites, I tell you. Much respect to Colin Kaepernick, posing with a Black Panther fro with a pick in it. He talked of injustice that was everywhere as far as the eye can see. He refused to be forced to choose between one bad and one worse presidential people. He said both choices sucked. The lesser of two evils wasn't good enough options to work with. They were straight cheating to people like AAU tournaments. And now, the NFL is trying to blackball him, keep him from playing, saying he's a negative influence and a distraction from the rest of the team is what they are claiming. They say he's a bad person, as if Dan Snyder's a model citizen for his Washington football team organization. Using a racist name that he know good and well is offensive to Native Americans. Y'all got rapists, murderers, and wife beaters that y'all suit up with no hesitation. Repeated domestic violence offenders that y'all give standing ovations. But y'all have the nerve to let it come out y'all mouths that Kaepernick is the one who's bad for your NFL organization. Y'all a bunch of hypocrites. My man Kaepernick donated 60 tons of food to Somalia. Just gave $50,000 to Meals on Wheels. He holds Know Your Rights camps for youth in different cities, teaching them the real deal. He gave money to Standing Rock. He wanted the Dakota pipeline that was going to desecrate their sacred land, poison their water supply, and even further destroy their lives to stop. He stood outside the New York City parole office and donated custom-made suits to men who just got out of jail. He's getting them ready for job interviews so y'all don't send them right back into y'all prison cells. And he donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter. He's doing all of this out of the kindness of his heart, and y'all questioning his character? All this hypocrisy is just too much for me. Maybe my 12-year-old mind just doesn't understand y'all grown-up rationality. But I do know that a real revolutionary can never be stopped. And if they continue to blackball Kaepernick from the NFL, we need to not just whisper, not just threaten, but actually boycott. Thank you.
You must be pretty proud.
That's my little man.